Hey, what is happening? I hope you're all having an awesome day. I just finished up with Suckfest, and if you don't follow me on Instagram or my Facebook page, you won't know what that is, so I'll give you a quick rundown. Last year we did it was on the 5th of December, I believe, and we did an overnight hike from sundown to sunup, and we completed 40 miles, 47 miles, something absurd like that. It's just a challenge. It's called a Misogi. It's a challenge that you do where you test your willpower, you test your mind, your body, and it's like a cleansing of sorts. So it is now 2021, and we are doing it for the second time around. This time, Bedros had the awesome idea of putting a marathon together with 12 days worth of working out. So what that looked like was you had to do a marathon, obviously, 26.2 miles, as well as 30 reps per 0.2 of a mile. So it worked out that instead of doing the 26.2 or whatever a mile marathon is, we ended up doing 27 miles, and then 4,080 reps. So fair to say that it was a challenge on the body. Took a beating, mental beating, physical beating, and everything in between. But here's some of the takeaways that I took from this. Last year, it's just overnight hike. You're just walking for 40 miles, 47 miles, whatever it was. Doesn't sound that hard. Do it. See for yourself. See what you're made of, and see what demons you have inside your head. Because it was about midnight when my demons showed up, and they were like, "Why are you doing this? This is dumb. This is stupid. Like anyone and everyone can do an overnight hike. This is not hard. You're just wasting your fucking time." But it's because I was sleep deprived and I thought I was fucking some kind of superhero, where I decided that I was going to work out before going on the hike as well, because I was like, well, I'm just walking. That's fucking beta shit. I can do that. So I got a good workout in. I think I trained back in a pretty savage back session, and then went and did this overnight hike. So it was rough. It was a good challenge. This time around, not as much mileage, but it was surprisingly difficult in terms of the start stop. Pardon me. The start stopping aspect of it was brutal. The first time around, being on your feet for that length of time was rough. Not many people are on their feet and doing that kind of mileage for 12 to 13 hours. It's winter here in California. So I think sundown was at like 4:30, and sunup was 6:30 or 7 o'clock in the morning. So it was solid stint of serious walking. Then today, not as much in the way of walking, like I said, but doing the reps. The reps were rough. Surprisingly enough, the top half feels great. Bottom half down, not so great. Again, time on the feet was rough. I finished in 10 hours and 15 minutes or something like that, maybe a little longer. Some guys finished in as much as quick as 7.5 hours or 8 hours. And there's still some guys going now, and we started 4 o'clock this morning, and it's now 4:30 at night. So that's a 12.5 hour stint, and they're still going now. I wanted to get home and see the family and stuff, so I bounced. But like I was saying, the key takeaways is how quickly the demons show up and the negotiation starts. So for me, first 18 miles or so was, I'm not gonna lie, was pretty easy. Jogging laps, doing the reps, jogging lap, doing the reps, jog, back into it. It's easy. And then 19 and 20 started getting a little bit iffy, where the brain started playing a few games with me, and it was like, this is dumb. You've proven you can do it. You're at 18 miles. You're fresh as fuck. This is a piss take. Fuck it. What are you even doing? Just wrap it up now and go home. It's over for me. But it wasn't over for me, because I think the first 18 miles, I took as long to do the last 9 miles as I did to do the first 18 miles. If you can believe that. It was rough. Like, all of a sudden, I hit a wall, and every single step hurts. It started in the ankles. The soles of my feet, I've got nice big blisters on the bottom of them and on the fronts of my toes and stuff. I can feel them squidging around, which is kind of gross. So with that, I was then landing differently to try and ease the pressure on the blisters, which then sent like a fucking shockwave up the body, because now you're not landing correctly, so now your ankles are not hitting the ground properly, so then all of a sudden you've got knee problems. What starts in the ankle, then it runs up to the knees, runs up into the hips, and then because I fractured my back, it started hitting me in the back as well. So it was not pleasant, but arrogance showed up real quick. 18 miles in, this is dumb, you've got this, keep like just fucking pack it in, go home, it's easy. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, not so easy. So I got humbled to the point where I was like, shit, I've just done like my 1 mile took what would take me like half a mile last time, and it got progressively slower and slower to the point where I couldn't run anymore. Like I was trying to run, and I was doing the running motion like as you do, but guys were walking past me. I was like, this is dumb. Stop trying to run and jarring at your knees and your ankles and just walk. Like, what are you trying to prove? So again, arrogance showed up, and I had to put that in my pocket and fucking do something different. But I challenge you, or I present to you these kind of things because I think I'm a pretty savage dude. I think I'm pretty squared away. But even I had moments of like thinking, this is dumb. Like, I shouldn't even be doing this. Why would I do this? I've got better things to do on a Saturday. I could do so much more with my Saturday. I could be crypto trading. I could be doing this, that, and the other. I could be selling battle ready. But that's not the self-work that you need to be doing to determine who the fuck you are. And at one point, I was texting back and forth with Hannah, and she was like, hey, I just want to let you know I'm super proud of you, and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, like, I could feel myself getting super emotional because I got to the point where I had so much gratitude and love for her, and the fact that she just supported me on doing something this dumb, and the fact that she's had the kids all week. Scarlett's teething, so she's feeling like pretty beat up. She's in turn been beating up mom. Mom's been taking a hit this week, and then there's me going, do you know what, fuck you guys, I'm out. Like, I'm gonna go and do 10 and a bit hours worth of fuckery, and then I'm gonna hang out with the guys for an hour or two afterwards, just to like not dine and ditch kind of thing. And the fact that she was cool with that and just let me do my thing. Damn, this road is terrible. Bouncing around like a rally driver. Anyway, she let me do my thing, which was dope. So yeah, like I just had I started all of a sudden feeling like waves of emotion. I was like super grateful for her, just so much love for her and Jameson and Scarlett. And yeah, it's a great experience. I strongly suggest doing hard shit like this and testing your metal. Because we all have this internal thing where we think we're fucking harder than we are. And then, I mean, there's also some people who think that they're not hard, and then they show themselves that, fuck, I'm actually harder than I think. Like, once you learn to overcome the power of the mind, because I'm not gonna, like, at about mile 21 or mile 22, all pain went away. And I was like, oh shit, fucking back, let's go. And I was like, we've got this from here. But then all of it was the arrogance that showed up again that quick. And then I just got body slammed. I got fucking body checked real hard. It's like, no motherfucker, you don't got this at all. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, I took a corner a little bit sharper than I should have done, and I ended up stepping into the ditch, just a fraction, which then threw me out again a little bit. And from then it was just like a fucking uphill climb. Like every step, just struck pain up the back, struck pain, like it was not pleasant. Not a good experience, but a great experience at the same time, because it just showed up how it showed me just how frequently arrogance shows up for me, where I think I know everything. I think I'm harder than I am, evidently. I think I'm fucking all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. And this today was just one of those things where I was like, bro, you're not as squared away as you think. Like, you were thinking about quitting on something that end of the day there was no time limit on it. I could have gone and had a nap. I was nap, come back at it and kept going. But I was like, no, fuck this shit. I should just go home. This is dumb. So it's like, you think you're arrogant, then you all of a sudden get humbled as hell. And it's like, well, maybe I should quit because I don't know if I've got this. And then it's like, of course you got this, bro. Mile 21 or so. Yeah, of course you got this. This is fucking kid shit. This is easy. And then bang, not got this. So today's the message, and it is, I am very aware about the fact that it's a little bit all over the place because I tell you what, you do a video after doing 27 miles. Actually worked out to be 29 and a bit miles by the time you had done the lap, because the lap was 0.2, but then you had to walk in and out of the gym every time to go and do your set of whatever it is. So it worked out to about 29 and change miles, and 4,080 reps or 4,060 reps, whatever it is. And I did a shit ton more than the rep count that I was supposed to, because I kept fucking losing count. And I was like, well, I'm not going to just guess a number. So then I would, assuming I got to 15, I was like, I don't know for sure if it's 15. Fuck it, start again. So we start at 0, we count again. So it was crazy, because then it was like, well, I probably did like 60 reps that round because I forgot to count, and then I forgot to count again. So maybe I should mark 2 things off the calendar or the sheet. And it's like, who are you trying to cheat? Who are you trying to fuck with? No one else gives a shit. Like, everyone there is fighting their own battles, their own demons. They're dealing with their own shit. No one gives a fuck whether I do that shit or not. Literally, no one gave a fuck. Unless someone was looking like they were injured. I mean, people just did their thing. We chatted amongst each other and we had a good time. But for the most part, people were just dialed in and doing their own thing. So they didn't give a fuck if I scratched off 5 in a row. No one would know. But I would know. My internal integrity would know. My own confidence would take a massive hit, because there's that confidence loop where you bullshit yourself, you break trust, therefore you break confidence, which then means you're less competent in the shit that you do because you don't trust yourself to do it, and you start spiraling. And then the only way out of it is to build trust with yourself, is to do a whole bunch of shit that you have to do, and we've talked about it in other videos, to then start rebuilding those building blocks of trust, because you've fucked up and you lied to yourself and you cheated yourself and you were an asshole. So all of that goes on in your head because you're like, bro, no one's gonna know. I know no one's gonna know. Yeah, so what if I know? And it's like this little demon on the side of your shoulder, like bullshitting and fucking with you, trying to get you to do dumb shit that you're gonna regret at a later day. And we see this in the project all the time, where guys will, like, they're hurt, they're not injured. There's like Bedros does this great talk at the beginning where he's like, we are here to hurt you, we're not here to injure you. Like, you will be hurt. In order for us to unlock certain rooms and certain channels within your brain, you have to be in a certain amount of pain, fatigue, discomfort, sleep deprivation, hunger, blah blah blah, and you list them all off. So it's like, you are going to be hurt, but you need to know the difference between being hurt and being injured. Injured means you can't go on anymore. Hurt means that your ego is getting checked or whatever it is. So like, your internal demon is getting told to stop being a pussy and trying to derail you. We call it the inner bitch. Is like, learn to kill that inner bitch and just keep moving. So it's like, okay, so you're hurt, whatever, that is what it is. Just keep moving, one step in front of the other, and like, just get it done. It's not the worst thing that I've ever put myself through. I sure as fuck don't have any intention of doing it again anytime soon, because I don't want to do it again. But it was a great experience, and I strongly suggest that a lot of you do it. If you want to know more about it, let me know, because I will show you the template and you can do it in your own time. I'm hitting a wall again, I can feel myself getting tired. But like, do this kind of stuff. Find stuff that challenges you. If it, maybe an overnight hike is too much of a stretch for you, maybe what you need to do is a 4-hour hike. Get out and just walk for 4 hours, because the most you've walked till now is like 10 minutes. We had one lady that joined Bat already. Savage lady. She's like, she hasn't worked out for a very long time. She's like carrying a lot of weights and whatever. But like, she just crushes. Like, I guarantee you now, her doing the 20 minutes a day of cardio that we've assigned her is probably not far off having to do this shit now that I just had to put myself through. But she does it. She gets it fucking done. She opens up that door inside her brain and she's just like, let's fucking go. Test her mental, test her willpower. Because the minute you stop doing that is the minute that you start losing confidence in yourself. You start taking shortcuts, you start doing dumb shit that doesn't serve you and inevitably leaves you in a worse place than you should. Because you're fucking around. You're not doing what you know you need to do to be the man or the woman that you know you need to be. And you're not in a position to support your family. Like imagine this for a second. Imagine I go home today and my kid goes to me, hey Dad, how did you get on? And I'm like, well, you know, I did 18 miles and it was easy as fuck, and then I decided, you know what, I don't need to do it anymore, so I packed it in. He's like, but Dad, wasn't it 27? Yeah. So why didn't you do 27? Like, he'll ask me those questions. He's a fucking smart kid. And then he's going to be like, but you said you were doing 27 miles and you did 18? Or worse. And then, like, I then have to have a conversation with him about the fact that I was egotistical and that I actually regret the decision that I made, just like the guys at the project when they ring the fucking bell. Literally, they're hurt, and now the penny just dropped as to where I was going with that, and I'm now circling back because I didn't tell you what I was telling you. But anyway, they're hurt. They ring the bell, and the second they ring the bell, you can literally see regret come across their face because they realize, holy shit, it's over. And I just did that. I can't fucking believe I just let myself down. I let my family down. I let my friends down. Imagine how many people they've told that they're going to do the project. Now they have to come back home on day one of the project. Their family knows it's a 3-day thing or a 75-hour thing, and that they're only going to be back on probably Sunday. And all of a sudden they're like, hey honey, I'm on the next plane home. I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm like, wait, what? You shouldn't be here till Sunday. What happened? You're going to explain to your kids you rang the bell, your wife, that you quit on them because this shit was uncomfortable. It's nuts. So then I would have been in a similar position where I had to go, hey Jay, at mile 21, dude, my feet just started failing me and I had to quit. He's like, but Dad, why? And then I got to explain to him that I was actually being a pussy and that I could have quite easily finished, but I chose the path of easy and I didn't choose the path of hard. But then what's doubly worse is one day when he's egotistical, because he's a guy, so it's inevitable, he's going to have an ego about him. He's going to have an ego, and I'm going to have to put him in check and say, Jay, fucking check your ego, bro, what the fuck? And he's going to say, well, Dad, what about your ego? Your ego made you quit the Sufferfest too. You didn't finish like you should have because your ego got the better of you. You quit at 18 miles. Or if I quit at, I dropped out at 18 miles. Or if I quit at 21 miles when the wall really hit me like a son of a bitch, and then one day I have to have that conversation with him about don't be a quitter, play to fucking win, blah blah blah. He's like, well, why? You fucking quit. You did it one time. Why can't I do it this time? How do you justify that to your kid? Well, yeah, dude, it was different. How's it different? You quit, Dad. How is me quitting versus you quitting any different? You quit, I'm gonna quit. Fuck you. And you have to take it on the chin and go, fair enough, bro. You're right. I did quit. How do you have any integrity? How do you have any kind of balls about you? And then imagine me going to Hannah and being like, hey, baby girl, I quit. She's like, wait, you quit because of a marathon? Like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, where else would you quit on this? Where else would you quit in life? Are you going to quit on me and Jameson and Scarlett? You're going to quit on making money for us? You're going to quit on being a provider for us? Or quit on, like, your fatherly duties and your other half duties? Is that what this is now? Like, you're just a quitter? How do you have those conversations? So the moment you find yourself hitting these walls, if you go ahead and do this, start that dialogue in your head, because that's the only shit that's going to push you through. Why the fuck are you there? Why the fuck are you putting yourself through this dumb shit? Because it's fucking dumb. No one should do it, but also everyone should do it, like the project, like Battle Ready. No one should have to do that shit, but everyone should, because it is powerful. It gets you having these internal conversations with yourself where you have to talk to the advocate, the guy that's on your shoulder going, you've got this, bro. And most of us throw that fucking guy away very early on, and because we've had some bully or some fucker like discredit us and make us question our confidence and blah blah blah. So our advocate is fucking somewhere in the back there somewhere, like going, hey, you're doing a great job, hey, you're doing a great job. Like you can barely hear that fucker, but the dude on your shoulder is saying, oh, you son of a bitch, you haven't got shit. You're a piece of shit. You always have been. You always will be. You're a quitter. Fuck you. Quit now. Go ahead. Prove me right. Shit like that. So it introduces you to all these different versions of yourself and all these little conversations that you have, and you realize that, holy shit, I'm literally talking to myself. But you're not talking to yourself. You're talking to a version of you in a moment where you're having like this out-of-body experience. So all of this to be said, I don't want to bore you and talk to you for like fucking 16 hours on this shit. The point is, do more hard shit like this. Get out of that comfort zone. Go ahead and do it and see how you find it. And listen to the conversations that you have. And then give the advocate, the guy that's on your shoulder normally going, yeah, you got this, bro, the little angel dude. And he's like cheering you on. Give him a fucking voice. Help him help you by challenging the conversation, by challenging that little demon or whatever you want to call him, where he's the one that goes, you ain't got shit, bro, you're a pussy, you're gonna quit. Like, oh, I'm gonna quit on my family? Why am I gonna quit? Why would I quit on my wife, my son, my daughter, my mom, my dad, whoever it is that's important to you? Why would I quit on them? Why? More importantly, why the fuck would you quit on yourself? Why would you start that spiral? Why would you let that be a thing? Because once you've done it once, quitting becomes easy. First time you quit, it's hard as fuck. It's like, oh shit, this, like, do I want to be that guy? Do I want to be that guy? No, I don't. But you do it anyway and you quit. You're like, fuck. And then the next time is less conversations because you've quit once and you're like, oh, we quit last time. And yeah, we had a little bit of self-hate and we felt like a piece of shit for a little bit. But hey, at least I wasn't walking like an asshole for a few days, because that's inevitable. Like, my knees jacked up, my ankles fucked, hips are blown out. Hip flexors fucking screaming at me saying like, what are you doing, bro? This is some dumbass shit. Lower back, where I fractured my back, is like, you're an asshole, stop this shit, stopping a dick, like, fuck you, why are you doing this to us? We've supported you your whole life and now you're doing this. Like, there's just all these conversations going on. The body starts talking to you as well, but it's identifying the fact that you can still push through. The power of the mind is insane. Like, it's a different fucking level. But when you get arrogance, complacent, and stuff like that, all of a sudden, bang, you get body checked and fucking dealt with. So, that's today's video. I hope you guys have found it useful. I apologize about the fact that I was a little bit all over the place and there was a whole bunch of like drifting, for a better word, because there was a lot of shit going on and my brain is feeling a little bit foggy. But I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you found some real valuable stuff in the chaos of it all and in my attempts to get it across to you. But if you haven't done so already, please go and like, subscribe, share, do me a favor and follow me on Instagram. And yeah, I will catch you all next time. Cheers for now.